Hey guys, it's Bella. I'm going to be talking about a serious issue. This is not meant to be a funny video, this is meant to be a serious video. Oh Jesus, my Skype is blowing up. Anyway. I'm going to be talking about abuse. Now, I'm going to be talking about all types of abuse. I'm going to be talking about mental, physical, and sexual. Mental and emotional are basically the same thing, according to Wikipedia. I'm getting all of my information about abuse from Wikipedia.com. No copyright intended. I have a keyboard here next to me that's going to bleep out my sound effect, or my curse words, because I can't curse on camera because I'm only 13. So I have a keyboard that's going to bleep out my cuss words. Closer. Okay. Now, for all of you who are children of abuse, just know that abuse is wrong. It's immoral. And it's nasty. And just plain wrong. And then different sound effects like But anywho, you should never be afraid to tell somebody about abuse. You should never be afraid to tell somebody what's going on. To tell somebody that this is happening to you. You should never be afraid. I know they make you feel afraid. I know the abuser makes you feel afraid and scared to tell somebody. Don't be afraid. Because if you tell somebody, chances are you're going to get help. You're going to get through it. Okay, the first type of abuse I'm talking about is mental/emotional abuse. Now, according to Wikipedia, mental/emotional abuse is a form of abuse characterized by a person subjecting or exposing another to behavior that may result in quote-unquote psychological trauma, including quote-unquote anxiety, chronic depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and so forth. Such abuse is often associated with situations of power imbalance, such as quote-unquote abusive relationships, bullying, child abuse, and quote-unquote bullying or harassment in the workplace. Okay. The first type of abuse I'm going to talk about is child abuse. Now, child abuse is the physical, sexual, or emotional mistreatment or neglect of a child. Alright, so we're going to first talk about psychological emotional abuse. Out of all the possible forms of abuse, emotional abuse is the hardest to define. It can include the following: name-calling, ridicule, degradation, degrading your child, destruction of personal belongings, torture or destruction of a pet, excessive criticism, inappropriate or excessive demands, withholding communication, and routine labeling or humiliation. Victims of emotional abuse react by distancing themselves from the abuser, internalizing the abusive words, or fighting back by insulting the abuser. Emotional abuse can result in abnormal or disrupted attachment development, a tendency for victims to blame themselves for the abuse, learned helplessness, and overly passive behavior. Emotional abuse is wrong. It is not okay. It is a form of child abuse. I knew a girl who was physically, sexually, and emotionally abused by her stepmom and her dad. She now lives with her real mom in Hemet and her, 4 brothers and 1 sister. 4 brothers and 2 sisters, I think, or something like that. But she lives with her mom in Hemet, and, it's good. It's good that she came out of it. And it's good that she finally has a happy home life, and she's got what she deserves. She's got the happiness that she deserves. needless to say. Some kids aren't so lucky. Some kids don't get the happy ending that my friend, for privacy purposes, we'll call Shay, had. Some people don't get the happiness that my friend, Shay had. Some people have to put up with it for a number of years. They have to put up with emotional, sexual, physical abuse. It is not okay. I am very, very strongly against abuse. There's also what's called sexism abuse. It's been trending. Sexism abuse is basically when your parent beats you physically, beats you up, emotionally, beats you up sexually, because of the fact that you're a lesbian, gay, transgendered, hermaphrodite, or bisexual. Now, as most of you probably don't know, I'm bisexual. A lot of my friends are bisexual. I have one friend that is lesbian, and I have one friend that is gay. Now, they don't come out of the closet because they're afraid of what their parents will do. Most kids don't come out of the closet because they're afraid of what their parents will do. I still haven't come out of the closet yet. The only people I've told is my closest friends, of course, because I can trust them. Because I know that they're not going to judge me, and they're not going to portray me in a different way, per se. You know? But, yeah, I can understand why kids are scared of coming out of the closet. Just know that if you have a counselor, or somebody that you trust, a counselor, a psychologist, a therapist, somebody that you trust, you can go to them. You can come out of the closet to them, because psychologists, therapists, and counselors have an ordinance to keep certain things under confidentiality between you and your counselor, therapist, or psychologist. So, you know, it's never okay for your parents to beat you because you're bisexual, lesbian, gay, transgender, or hermaphrodite. There was a story that I saw on TV once about these parents that beat their daughter to death at 14 years old. They beat their daughter to death. She nearly died. They almost beat their daughter to death after she came out of the closet that she was bisexual and that she liked a girl at her school, that she had been dating that girl for 2 months. After she told her parents all this, they flipped on her and they beat her nearly to death. And I think that is just bull. I think that is just bull. Because there is absolutely no reason for their parent to beat the living out of their kid because they're bisexual or they're dating the same sex. This whole Prop 8 thing against gay marriage, don't ask, don't tell. None of that is okay. It's just bull. Because, like, really, I don't see what the reason is for having don't ask, don't tell. But anyways, I'll continue this in another video because this one's getting kind of long. Deuces.